Two, check. Hello. I forgot my Coke. I forgot my soda. I forgot my gosh darn soda. Just one sec. Great start. Okay, I'm here. Hello. Hello. Chat, are you with me? Are you with me? There's a small spattering. There's a smattering of chatters. A chattering, if you will. Sound off. I'm seeing some blank space and it's stressing me out. I'm stressed out by the blank space. Sound off in the comments. On any subject. I don't care. I just need I need the stimulus. I need the visual input. Okay, I don't care what you say. Say whatever you want. Happy Twitch Mod Appreciation Day to all who observe. Our wonderful mods, Lodane, John McCain's Ghost, Netlocked. You're the real heroes. You're the real heroes, and I appreciate you all. Each and every one of you, and that's all. And that's all. The whole crew. The whole mod crew. I appreciate you too, Sean. Tom Cruise as Batman. I tweeted about it the other day. I think it would have been sick. Did we say... I did say Nedlocked. Yes, Marty. Thanks for reminding me. Just to make sure I didn't miss anyone. I tweeted about the other day. I think because a lot of people, when I tweeted that Tom Cruise would make a good Batman, they're like, oh, he's so small. And it's like, well, first of all, Michael Keaton is small too. But isn't that the whole point? Don't you want to see Bruce Wayne and be like, no possible way that guy's Batman? No fucking way. Right? And Tom Cruise would be an outstanding Bruce Wayne by just kind of being that Tom Cruise kind of zany intensity. You know? But then he can bring that really kind of like dark style also when he was in the when he's in the suit. I mean, is Robert Pattinson that big? He's like a twink. You know? And he's great. He's a great Batman, I think. Michael Cera as Batman. There, I'm going to draw the line on that one. I'm going to draw the line on that one, all right? I'm a big fan of Michael Cera's work, okay? But that's going too far. I think it would be phenomenal. And our friend Jesse Hawkins, like in the comment of that tweet, talked about a Spielberg Batman movie starring Tom Cruise. Like, give me a fucking break. If you can't get on board with that, I'm sorry. There's something the matter with you. There's just something the matter with you if you can't get on board with that. So, just a brief stream today, folks. I'm just going to be here for about an hour. I have an appointment at 3, so I've got to cut off at 2. I thought about just like not doing the stream because it's the short ones are kind of more difficult to like get in any kind of rhythm, but then I was like, no. The community needs me. Sean Meat needs me. If I don't stream today, Sean's going to be sad. And I can't do that. No. That's right. So here I am. I'm going to be here for just like an hour. And I didn't reset the sub goals, so like maybe even we can kind of like reach the sub goal without reaching it. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? That'd be fun, right? This whole thing was about me all along, as I suspected. That's right. I check in on my monitor. I've got your place mic'd up, and I got some cameras in there, Sean. And when I'm also monitoring your like heartbeat levels and body temperature and blood pressure. And when it starts to dip below a certain point, I'm like, I got to do something about this. The content is like the defibrillator on Sean to get the vitals back up to normal, which I am, of course, observing at all times, along with all your movements and activities. It's totally just to help you, though. That's the main thing. It's just to help you, so no one should
You've just become an elite member of the Friendship Triangle.
Johnny, thank you very much. Look at that. 5 gifted subs from our friend Johnny, aka Subversive History, a very awesome Twitch streamer in his own right. Are you going to wear your own merch to the doctor's appointment? Yes, I am. Yes, I am going to. It's actually a therapist appointment, so even better. Even better. You know, Doc, people call me a narcissist. What's up with that? What's going on with that? Like a boss. That's right. It's a statement. It's a power move. It's a power move, you know? You have to assert dominance. This isn't just fun and games. You know, it's about, you have to win. You have to win therapy. You have to win therapy. And to do so, you have to establish dominance right away. It should be looked at as a challenge, that's right. But who versus? Who are we doing it versus, though? Gosh, my hair is really long. I really got to get my hair cut. Look at this. This is I've been wearing.
This is some guy, Rob Russo, some leftist based in Canada. I was turned on to this
Zach,
sick individual, and
hello,
I found
Zach
this.
Raiders. Get in, Raiders. Hello, Zach. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. I was just talking about how when you go to therapy, it's like, it's not just a game. It's a challenge. It's you versus the therapist, and you have to win. You have to come out on top. And one of the ways I do that is by wearing my own merch to the therapy appointment to establish dominance. Should we gift your therapist a sub? I don't know if I want him watching this. I've told him a little bit about. I told my therapist a bit about like what I do. I don't know if I want him watching this shit though. You never know. It's like I'm having an okay relationship with this person, which has always been a problem for me when like going to therapy. You have to like have a decent connection with the person, or else it's just pointless, right? Speedrun therapy. That's right. Exactly. So I don't want them watching this shit. You know, they're gonna watch this and be like, I'm gonna show it next time. They're gonna be like, who is this? This man. This is a dangerous individual. He's talking about all these subversive things all day. What's going on with this? Therapy is extremely abnormal environment, I hear, where else it is. Nowhere else is it purely about you. Their job is not to make it about them. I mean, it's something I was talking about the other day, Zach, when I was talking about the possibility of like AI therapy, which I genuinely think is going to be like a very prominent thing. I mean, it is already, but especially over the next couple of years. And part of the reason is because in therapy, it's just like tricking you into getting you to talk about yourself. You know, that's really all it is. So how does that make you feel? You know, like when, or like you think you're kind of having a conversation about someone, or having a conversation with someone, and you kind of stop talking and you're like waiting for them to respond, and they just kind of like, they give you one of those, and then you're just like, to fill in the silence because it's fucking weird. You start spewing out all kinds of more stuff. It's gonna be like the end of The Sopranos, and Dr. Melfi is like, I don't think I can help you. Have you considered Quietus? Yeah, that's right. No, it is pretty dark, but it's when we talk about the AI stuff, it's like, I think, like I've said before, you almost have to just divorce your feelings about whether you think it's a positive or negative force in our society, and you just have to accept that they're going to be the reality, and we just have to come to grips with that. It's just there. They're not going to regulate it. There's going to be talk about it, but it's not. It's like look at where we live. They're not regulating shit. AI child rearing will be the first step. Then we'll need a huge amount of AI therapy for the kids. There we go. Just automate the whole process of screwing up the kids and then fixing them. Your AI therapist recommends you try the new cherry vanilla Diet Coke. I mean, if any therapist recommended that to me, I'd be like, hey, thank you. And it would make me happier. It would make me feel better. Many people that study psychoanalysis actually don't end up becoming therapists because ethically it can do damage. I'm not against it. Therapy should be free 100%, but therapists should know about being careful. Yeah, I've like never really in my life, despite having mental issues, like let's call it what it is, which have been largely unaddressed for most of my adult life. It's not really something I've ever really explored, partially just because I'm stubborn and partially because I just find it weird and it's hard for me to open up about personal things. Sometimes I think it's really necessary, though. It was necessary for me in this case anyways. But I hear the reservations, though. There's also the process of normalizing human conversation about difficult personal topics. AI therapy might not be as effective initially because no matter how much you trick your brain, you still know you aren't talking to another person. I think it depends also on how the technology develops. Because I think my point that I was making when I was talking about AI the other day is that, like, I think what we're seeing right now is a pretty incredible leap in terms of like the sort of conversational ability of these chat language models. But I think in a couple years it's going to advance so much more that it's even hard for us to really understand the levels at which it's going to advance. So, and I think that's another thing. I think once you have a chat model that's really, really even better than what we have now, I think it's easy to trick your brain. It's easy to trick your brain into thinking that it is sort of like listening or it is conscious. Like, people have all this question, like, is AI conscious or not? And like, no, it's not. It's not. But it's actually not easy for it. Like, what is consciousness even? It's like, if you perceive something to be, then it almost becomes that. And it's not hard for us to trick our brains enough to sort of like start to think about that. Like, I've fucking anthropomorphized my vacuum cleaner, and you start thinking of it like a thing that has its own wants and desires. It's in our nature to kind of like take these cold, algorithmically driven systems and kind of inject humanity into it. Wasn't there the AI dating bots and people felt depression when they broke up with their partners? I don't doubt it. And again, it's like that film. God, I mentioned it the other day and I already forgot the name of it again. Her. The Spike, which is an awesome movie. Spike Jonze. That shit is coming. That is coming. I liked the movie, but it almost felt unrealistic a little bit. Or the idea that in our lifetimes we'd be able to see that kind of thing. And now I'm convinced. Now I think within 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to see exactly that kind of stuff. By the end of my time with my therapist, I'm pretty sure she was at least anti-capitalist by the time I stopped seeing her. Yeah. I've talked to him a couple times about how people have yelled at me about my position on Ukraine. I wonder if that's tweaked any interest there. Anyway, I'm not in AI therapy right now. I'm in real therapy, so I'm gonna leave to go do that in like less than 1 hour. So this is really just a chance for us to sit down for a few minutes, hang out for a little bit. You like the hoodie? Thank you. And if anyone wants to purchase merch, you can do so by clicking on this link in the chat. It's really great merch. I don't know if it's on sale right now, but I do sometimes have personalized sales, and there's always sales going on at TeePublic, so that's where you can get it. The Outrun Clueless household will be graced with Red Scary for about 6 days, starting in 1 hour. I think it's really cool that she comes to visit you guys and spend time with you guys. It always, like, the unsanctioned meetups, you know, I joke around about how it's offensive to me. I joke around. But, like, I genuinely find it really cool to know that there's people in this community that have, like, formed relationships, like, actual, real, like, human in IRL relationships. I don't want to say physical. That's not exactly what I had in mind, although I'm sure that's going on as well. Some of you weirdos. I genuinely find it very cool that there's people in this community that have hung out in real life and have, like, formed relationships and stuff. I think that's fucking great. The TikTok hearings convinced my conservative friend they were aggressing on China, so you helped me out there too. Oh, that's good to know. I think it's possible that this whole TikTok ban, which is way, way farther reaching than an actual just TikTok ban. It's like it's an incredibly draconian. You want to talk about authoritarianism or that kind of stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think that might have the opposite effect than what they're intending. Like I think it's actually China pilling a lot of people. Or it's giving the opportunity for us to have those conversations. You should have heard the tone from my daughter on her first visit when Scary was packing her car and she thought she was leaving without saying goodbye. Oh no, you can't have that. I may have to come down one day. What do you think about that? What if I just show up one day? What if I just show up at the door with like a little rucksack? The handkerchief on it. Some belongings, some cans of beans and stuff. My belongings. The sticks and bindle. Thank you, Nedlocked. Enjoy your meeting. Let's have it just be where there's no door in the guest room, so it probably won't bother you. It's just not ideal. It might bother me a little. I'm an ugly sleeper. Outrun. Okay? It's not even about bothering you. It's probably about bothering me. It's going to be about bothering you. My friends that were literally part of my wedding party is basically most of the people from Pros of the Roundtable podcast, so parasocial relationships can become real ones too. And that's cool to know. That's cool to know. I would love to be able to eventually meet more people in this community, IRL. I would definitely like to start doing more live stuff. I would like that very much. We shall see. We shall see. Arberlin's late on the raid, but you made it. Welcome, Arberlin. Welcome in. Hello. We're just chatting. We're just having a little chat. Sometimes we can do that, can't we? Yeah, I would love to do that, Johnny. We'll have to smuggle Pat in somehow through in the trunk or something. I will eventually come down to America again to do some stuff. Perhaps, maybe, one of these days. Yes, I even sometimes go to America every now and then. For some reason, I can only picture Rob and Marty meeting wearing matching dad outfits. White A6, white half-calf socks, cargo shorts, powder blue t-shirt, hair slicked back. I've embraced the dad persona a lot. Like, a lot with my media consumption. You know, I listen to, like, Steely Dan all day and then watch MASH at night. The look, though, I mean, I have certain dad looks. I've definitely embraced the shorts, the 5-inch inseam shorts. I think I've been reticent to go fully in terms of the style. In terms of the style, I haven't gone all the way in that. When you embrace the dad look, honestly, the world opens up style-wise. I did just get new shoes. It could be skater dad, musician dad, working on your lawn dad. Well, I guess that's right. There's different versions of it. I did just get new shoes. They're not really dad shoes, though, but do you want to see my new shoes? Chat. Would you like to see my new shoes that I just purchased? Do you want to see the shoes? Sound off. Sound off in the comments. Okay, that's enough. That's enough yeses, I guess. This is the shoe. It was on sale. It was on sale, and I needed new shoes. The shoes I had I got 11 and a halves. I always felt 12 was just a little too big. And I got 11 and a halves, and they were just never... I've been wearing them for like now 2.5 years or something. It just never fit properly. And I have these all fucked up feet issues, so now I only wear zero drop barefoot shoes because I'm a fucking weirdo. You are a weirdo, sir. You are. You absolutely are a weirdo. But it's okay. It's alright. Anyway, those are the shoes. I feel good about them. I'm gonna crack open my Diet Coke. Chin chin, folks. Oh. Party 69 is wearing boxers. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. I'm wearing boxer briefs. Pretty much the same color as this hoodie. I got kind of like a rainbow pack the other day. Kind of mix it up a little bit. I got some like bright colored underpants. That's fun. I'm pretty flat-footed too. I think I need to get some kind of like... I do need to get some kind of orthopedic insoles or something like that. I fucking love this stream. The thing is, Johnny, is we can have these discussions and then we can talk about important things other times. You have the mix. You have the mix of different things and the slow little trickle of personal details that I give to you. You know? Fashion strut montage of the colored underpants. In your dreams, chat. In your dreams. Back at home, stealing time with Rib. We love it, Brian. Thanks for joining us. I'm only here for a little bit today. I gotta go in like 45 minutes max. So this is just a brief check-in. But perhaps, because I didn't update the sub goal from yesterday, so perhaps between yesterday and today, which were both kind of half-assed, we can put together one entire stream, one full stream between yesterday and today.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
Shit. That are being exploited. Shit. The people that are being... The farm... Fuck. Brian, thank you. Brian, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. You rock, Brian. A.K.A. Lennon Smesh, another streamer that everyone should give a follow to. I earned it as barefooted and hungry indigenous children pick coffee to be sold by students living in their cars.
Where's that coming from?
The fucking audacity of these people. Sorry. I was making a TikTok. Earlier, so I got different windows of myself talking open. I appreciate you, Brian. I wore orthos for fucking everyone when I started wearing my psycho barefoot shoes. I looked like a weirdo, but a bunch of pain went away. No more ingrown toenails, no more arch pain, no more back, shoulder pain, no more hurting knees. That's interesting, Johnny, because all of those things consistently bother me as well. Maybe I need to be a barefoot shoe weirdo as well. That would be a big dad move if I wore some 5-inch inseam shorts and some barefoot shoes. That'd be something. You know what I need to make? TRRS hats. I gotta make some hats. Side note. I wear barefoot style shoes when I can. Problem is finding some that don't look silly. That's the issue, is that they seem to be all... I can't imagine a situation where they don't look silly. I don't know. TRRS berets, that would be good too. Sorry. I'm just carrier wave. I'm just noticing some tweets you shared in the Discord server featuring one of the friends of the stream that I hadn't noticed. I'm just looking at those right now. Oh boy. Oh, that doesn't seem so bad. Johnny, these are cool. They're pretty expensive though. Mr. Big Shot with these fancy shoes. God, sorry. Oh, that's funny. So I thought when you say barefoot shoes, what I thought you were referring to was like the shoes where you see like the toes that look like a foot. That's not what that was, though. I guess I'm confused. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about. I was like, God, that's an interesting look. Okay. I was confused. I was confused by that. These seem nice, yeah. So what's the difference between a barefoot shoe and like a regular shoe with like an insole? What's the difference? Sorry, I'm just catching up on some drama there. Oh boy, it was kind of a funny morning online. Some interesting folks are coming out of the woodwork this morning in the online world. There's super wide, no insole or minimal one. Look at them from the top or bottom view. Okay. Did I just close that?
There's at this stage.
What's the difference
at this stage?
between
Jesus. I keep clicking on tabs and it opens stuff. Okay, let's check this one more time here. Okay. Okay, so it's really wide. That's interesting. That's interesting. I might have to end up going with something like that because I got mad, as I talked about before. Talk about being almost 40. I got mad issues. Ugh. Okay, my hair is officially driving me crazy. It's officially driving me crazy. It's almost very close to haircut time for this guy. This has been an eclectic episode of the show so far. This is really one for the real TRRS heads, this episode. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, all over the place. I just received an email back from this job I applied to, saying you'll be contacted for reviewing resumes and scheduling interviews within the next 2 weeks. Okay. That's something. That's something. CSIS finally got back to me after all this time. Finally, CSIS is returning my calls. It's about goddamn time. It is a tight. No one wants to work anymore. It's true. It is a tight labor market. Be contacted by clandestine messenger pigeon. You will be contacted by us black bagging you on the street and stuffing you into an unmarked van and taking you to an undisclosed location. like in Children of Men. Do they know you've interviewed VJ not once but twice? I'm saving that for the interview. I'm saving that one for the interview. You gotta leave some in the chamber, you know? You gotta leave some in the chamber. Don't just put it all out there. You gotta hold back just a little bit. Oh, I'm really excited. I downloaded totally legally, paid for, and downloaded Avatar 2: The Way of Water. It's on my hard drive. I'm looking forward to watching it tomorrow night. I'm going to eat some pizza tomorrow night and watch Avatar: The Way of Water with my son. I'm trying to get him hyped about it. He did watch the original and liked it a lot, and when I watched the sequel, I was telling him about it, and he seemed interested. I think he can sense that I'm excited about it, so he's kind of like, meh, just because I'm being bullish on it. But I am going to watch that with him tomorrow. My dad is actually coming for a visit as well, so it's going to be the three generations watching Avatar 2: The Way of Water. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. I started it last night just to feel that I had it on my TV, you know, at home, just to know what that feels like. I started it and I just watched the first 15-20 minutes. Dad and his weird blue people movie. That's shit. It do be like that. It do. I guilt tripped the kids into pretending they enjoyed it in the theater. That works too. Whether you're... Just tell me you liked it. Whether you're being honest or not. I don't care. Just fucking... Tell me what I want to hear, please. So what else we got? I got about another 30 minutes, friends. What else we chatting about? The Raptors are looking all right. They're back to 500 finally. It's been a long slog this season. It's been very bad vibes for the Raptors, but they're back to 500. I feel good about that. Remember when you asked VJ about Avatar and he didn't want to ruin it for you? What I remember is that I asked VJ about it, and I think he thought I was asking it to make fun of it. So he didn't want to say oh yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. He didn't realize he was saving himself because he thought that I was one of the Avatar haters. Yes, I asked him about Avatar: The Way of Water. Yes, and I asked him specifically whether Ho Chi Minh would have liked it, which was funny. Regardless of what you feel about this movie, that was funny. You have to admit. You have to admit that. I asked him the first time I talked to him, I asked him about Steely Dan, and the second time I asked him about Avatar. We're having a guest on this Saturday at 3 p.m. who visited the DPRK, and you shouldn't miss it. I'll try to watch that, definitely. I would love that. I know the Deprogram Pod recently had someone on that was I believe Australian, that has just gone there as a tourist before. It was really interesting. Talking about how all the people they're on the tour with, they're like, I saw that lady before, that's like an actor. And they really they go around these busy city centers, and that there's crowds of people there just living their lives, and they're really this is fake, this is all an illusion. And it's how hard is it to believe that there's people that just live there and are just going about their business? What do people think is going on? You know, is it the same guy, Johnny? What is it that people think is going on, really? Yeah, if it is all fake, you gotta tip your hat to them. That's an impressive accomplishment. You have a real life live action role play going on constantly to confuse and disorient tourists into thinking that you like live in a country that has people that walk around, I guess. I saw that person somewhere else once. No way do residents have lives. Like, it's bizarre. I saw as well someone was like doing it. So someone on TikTok was like, oh, it is insidious propaganda because I watched one video about China and then all of a sudden I was getting other videos. And like, yeah, that's how the algorithm works. You watch, if you spend 45 seconds or a minute looking at a video, it's like, oh, you want to see that more of that content. So it gives it to you. And it's like someone walking around a mall in China. And it's like, why is that so scary? And they're like, look at this woman. Here she is here in one frame, and then it's the same woman. It's like a completely you're just thinking that all Chinese people look alike. That's actually what's going on there. She's wearing a completely different outfit. This actress. Or no, and I think it started from saying I saw a video of this like Uyghur person that was like, actually there's no genocide happening and I'm very happy living here and I think it's cool. That's the amazing thing, right? That's that like colonialist mentality. People have been so convinced that like there's this Nazi Germany-esque like repression, human rights abuse, concentration camp system, and they've convinced themselves of this story. And then when someone that literally lives there, part of the ethnic group that is being discussed, comes and says like, actually I live there and it's great, I enjoy living there and it's fine, and they're just like, I don't believe you. You know, which is the majority of people that live there. Hey Lost Sue, how's it going? No, I haven't heard the good news. I haven't heard the good news about BC. It's not just that they believe it, it's they want so badly to believe it. It's a core pillar of their white savior complex. Well, yeah, that's true. It's the white savior thing, and it also absolves our responsibility, right? It absolves our responsibility for the genocide that we've committed and like the way that we engage in that exact same behavior. I saw a dude raving about all the skills they learned from the re-education program. Yeah, I mean... shit. But it's amazing, just as the moment someone that like comes out and says anything that's contrary to that narrative, even if they're part of the ethnic group that they're discussing, and their people are just like, no, I don't accept this. I don't accept this. I think that's the thing. And even though it makes people uncomfortable, I think that's the reality for a lot of people there, which is that, for a lot of people there, no matter what ethnic group they're part of, their lives have gotten better over the last 20 years. Through the massive amounts of investment that's been made in the area, the jobs that have like come to the area as it's become this big manufacturing hub, the massive amounts of infrastructure that's been built, most people, their lives have gotten like way significantly better over that period of every ethnic group. I would love to do a field trip like that. I would love to do that. And like we saw the other day, people say, and then it gets talked about in our media, and the way it gets talked about is just as it gets discussed as just being this incontrovertible fact that there's no room for like questioning or debate about that. It's just treated as a fact. And then when you want to bring on an expert to like back up this fact, this factual information that everyone watching understands, you bring on someone that's part of this like official ethnic group NGO. Then you immediately look into what this NGO is, and it's sponsored by the NED in the State Department. Or you look at shows research, or you bring on an expert from a think tank that's sponsored by the arms manufacturing industry, talking about research that's done by another think tank that's sponsored by the arms manufacturing industry. And people are like, yeah, this is good. This is all totally acceptable and totally relevant sources of information that we should trust. Oh, that's cool. They're naming it Happy Two-Spirit Celebration and Awareness Day in BC. That is good news. I guess the one thing that frustrates me about that kind of stuff, lawsuit, like, it's fantastic that BC is recognizing that and carving out a day to celebrate that. But also at the same time, you have the BC government. They use that kind of stuff, don't they, to kind of like whitewash this genocidal project that they're still not giving up on in any way, you know? It's not like they're read the pic in it, you might see something. I don't know what I'm missing here. I don't know what I'm missing, unless you're being ironic about the whole thing. I would go to DPRK. I got the hoodie already. Let's make it real. I genuinely do one day want to do that. I genuinely do one day would like to do that. Let's make that happen. Let's make it real. Let's just do it and be legends. Yeah, by order of King Charles to its colony called Canada. It's good when they spell it out for you, right? They spell out the whole relationship right there. We got 4 months. I don't know if it's going to happen in 4 months. I think that's maybe going to be tricky for me. That's maybe going to be difficult to organize a DPRK meetup in 4 months from now. But that doesn't mean I don't think it's possible. Maybe not on that timeline, but I still think we can do it. Excuse me. Get DPRK to sponsor. Well, that's it. It would be like a friendship. It'd be like a friendship expedition. Trying to build the bonds of bilateral relationships between our two different cultures. I think you have to cross into DPRK from China. You can't cross from South Korea? Yeah, that's what I mean, Lost Sue. It's like, they said in 1967 Canada separated from English rule. That shows it was a lie. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It kind of really, it spells out the way that relationship still hasn't changed in any way. Through that kind of declaration from the king. Can I take gifts from DPRK as a U.S. citizen? I do, as long as you're going through official channels. That's all. Remember when we talk about our eventual trip there. That's all that matters. Let's just do as we're told. Okay, let's not be messing around or going off the path, you know, going to any hidden little rooms or corners. We don't need to do any of that stuff. We don't need to mess around with that shit. They got a place in the DPRK where friendship delegations bring these plaques that they put up. It's covered in plaques from different delegations. That's fucking amazing. Are you in, Grom? Are you going to come as well? I would love to bring a friendship delegation plaque to the DPRK. I would absolutely love that. First one to sneak contraband into Rob's luggage wins. It's like I do one of those like sitcom-y, like the Mentos commercial poses, like as I'm being led away to go to the labor camp. Oh, you got me. You got me. Oh, you. As they're leading me to like break rocks or whatever. A triangular friendship plaque. This needs to happen. I cannot emphasize this enough. I will roll on you to the DPRK authorities in a New York minute if you broke the rules. I will, at the bare minimum, I'm going to deny any knowledge that I have anything to do with you. You know? Was this guy part of your delegation? I'd just be like, I have never seen that person before in my life. I've never seen that person before in my life. On the flight over, I mean, I saw them on the flight over and they were talking about how they love America and everything. They were mentioning Langley. I think you need to take a look at that person. They're up to no good. I'm pointing fingers and begging on my knees like Ric Flair before being chokeslammed. I always love that. They mentioned continuing America's tradition in Korea, whatever that means. I don't know. Despite this t-shirt, I've never heard of this Rob guy, sir. It's my dream to snitch to communist authorities on someone so much so I make a situation like that happen. Let's just invite someone that we don't like. Let's invite, the community member that we all in the separate DM that we have talk about that we don't like. You know who I'm talking about? We'll bring them along and then we'll get him. You know who I mean. You know who I'm talking about. Oh boy. Oh goodness. I gotta go soon. Folks. I gotta go in like 10 minutes. Oh. Go show that therapist who's boss. That's right. It would be great just because I was talking about that therapist move where sometimes they just kind of like to get you to talk. It would be fun to just try and just to not give into the bait. That's when you start talking more. It'd be good to just just see how long you can go. See who cracks first. See if you could make it 10, 15 minutes. See if you could go the whole appointment. Maybe you could just sit there the whole time and just... Every time they go, uh-huh, or just do it right back with the stare. But like in a voice. Oh, uh-huh. The therapist breaks and starts talking about their feelings. Have a big breakthrough. What's your beverage today? I just had a Diet Coke, James. Just slammed the rest of it down. It was very refreshing.
How does that make you feel?
No, I don't drink Coke Zero. No, I don't. You know this. You know this about me. Made me feel sad and shitty, you idiot. That's why I'm fucking here, you dummy. Oh yeah, it made me feel great. Yeah. Oh yeah, I felt really great. I'm cured. I'm cured. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I loved it. Oh yeah, it was fantastic. What am I even doing here? I need therapy because everything's fine, genius. You're worth every penny. I'm having the goated soda, Cherry Coke Zero. Well, that's the thing with me. I don't really like Cherry Coke. I do love that Cherry Coke Zero though. That is good stuff. You cured me by asking me how I felt. No one's ever done that before. Where did they teach you that one? Well, how many years did you go to school for that one? 5? Any feelings on Fresca? Love it. Love it, Dapper Cat. Big fan. Big fan of Fresca. Very refreshing. Just lie and tell me you grew up in South Boston and work as a janitor at a college where you sometimes complete wicked hard math problems. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Sometimes I've done that with the chat as well. Sometimes chat needs to be reminded. It's not your fault, chat. It's not your fault. It's funny when therapists say that to you sometimes. It's like, but what about this thing I just said? That was my fault. Like, you know? What about this whole situation that I just explained that was absolutely my fault? Like, you know what I mean? You have to forgive yourself. No, I don't. No, I don't have to. Don't tell me what I can't. Don't tell me what I have to do. It is your fault, but like, what are you going to do? Yeah, it is in fact usually my fault. That's the thing that they don't want to tell you. Sometimes it is your fault. Sometimes it is. I'm paying you. Who are you to tell me? We need you to be back up and running as a productivity unit. That's right. You got to get us back on our feet, back in the gears, in the gears of the machine. That's great. Kind of is my fault. That thing that I just described to you was absolutely my fault. You are a bad person. That's right. I don't think I can help you. It's not your fault. But what about that? What about that thing? That story that I just described to you? That was specifically a result of my own actions. What about that, though? What's going on with that? Oh boy. Society made me do it. There we go. Absolved. I have achieved absolution. I have achieved absolution. We love it. We love it. Excuse me. So, folks, I have to go. I'm doing all this joke because I have to go to therapy in a few minutes. I kept yesterday's sub goal intact. Yesterday was a little bit of a shorter stream. This is a shorter one. I'm kind of hoping between the two, it kind of equals out to one full day of streaming. So, is there a generous chatter that could get TRRS to the daily, literally a 2 days daily sub goal before I leave? Because I'm just going to say that if I don't get the sub goal before I go to therapy, I'm going to be depressed. And then I'm going to spend my therapy time
have good old Rob
talking about that,
talk you through all this,
rather than the important personal shit that I should be talking about. What do you think about that? Rob, you've got to understand the clout must flow. You've got to understand the clout must flow.
Count on me.
That's
You're
right.
going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
You'll do great in therapy if you remember it's not your fault unless it is. Yes. That's right, Graham. I'm blackmailing the chat. That is correct. Diego, thank you for the gifted sub, and thank you also to Hey Antonia for the 16 months of Tier 1. Thank you. For the 20th time, Doc, it's not a cult. It says right there in the catchphrase. It says it right there. Let's have a little look around here. Let's have a little look-see. I didn't mean to start a cult. Things just kind of got away from me. I mean, it's quite literally that. It is quite literally that. I logged onto Twitch one day, and then someone gifted subs, and then a cult just kind of emerged from that. I had very little to do with that. The only thing I will forgive myself for is accidentally starting a cult. Thank you. You need to prove to your therapist that it's correct to feel bad. Thank you. They've been letting us skate away with no accountability for too long, okay? The line must be drawn here. Reference from Star Trek First Contact. Repeat after me. I deserve this. I mean, not much of a fucking cult in the first place. I can't even emotionally... This is how shitty of a cult this is. I can't even emotionally manipulate the chat to gift 5 measly subs. I can't even do that. What kind of a cult... What kind of a pathetic cult is this? That's the definitive proof that it isn't a cult. Frankly. That's the definitive proof. In case anyone was ever not sure. In a real cult, I wouldn't have to grovel in the dirt on twitch.tv so some kind strangers can support the work that I do, sharing subversive political content and geopolitical analysis. I wouldn't have to grovel in the dirt and dance and put on weird MIDI music and do funky dances and humiliate myself for people's enjoyment. Sure, I collect a tithe, but yeah.
You've just become an elite member of the Friendship Triangle.
Relic, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. Relic, thank you. A fellow person of culture, an Avatar Way of Water enjoyer. I'm looking forward to watching that tomorrow. I just tried to raid David Tavares and it didn't seem to work. I was going to say what Johnny wants, Johnny gets, and I was going to do that exact raid. Okay. We're good. Relic, I really appreciate the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. And thank you everyone for tuning into this brief hangout. This limited hangout. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. It was a short one today, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'll try to do like a full length episode of the show tomorrow. So that's all. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna raid now. I gotta go. Talk to you later. See ya. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening, dinner, etc. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.